Well, hello, and welcome back. As you can see, we are on Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and we're almost at the end because this is prompt number 11. Although I've got to be honest and say, as you can see from these, we are also on Advent stitching, so it's a double video today. So the prompt was for weaving, and I'm thinking that we're going to use this bigger square and we'll make do with that one for whatever 12 is and pray that it's something small. So I first got introduced to weaving when I was doing the Anne Brooke tags a few years ago. So what I'm going to do is turn that all the way upside down. I'm going to put a piece of card in here so that my weaving's got some structure. You probably hear some background noise because it looks like hubby's poodled off to do the washing up sneakily while I'm videoing, because then I can't shout at him. So that's the background noise you're going to hear. Hubby watching up after Sunday morning breakfast. And I haven't done this for a while, but it is actually Sunday. As you know, I usually film ahead, but we've been away. We had a family funeral to attend in Wales, so I've been away for a week. Just about found my feet again. 7 hours in the car is not fun, really, for anyone. Fortunately, we obviously didn't have any children with us, so yeah, that's going to sit in there nicely. We didn't have any children with us, so in that respect the journey was better, but it's still a long drive. Okay, so what I'm going to do is place my red thread onto my card, and I'm just going to use glue stick all the way around that edge to stick this fabric down. But obviously I can see that it is much too big on the length, so I'm just going to trim down there where my pinking shears, get rid of that little bit, and there as well. It's not straight, doesn't matter because nobody is going to see it. So I'll stick my two sides up like so, and then just gonna glue on top of there. And the same way I cover a book, I'm gonna stick that down, that triangle, and stick that one down, and then that is gonna come over there like that. Okay, so glue on top, bend it over, bend it down, glue it over, bend it down, and then just fold it over. So I've got a thread and a dog here. Goodness me, Boo is molting like there is no tomorrow at the moment. We did take her with us, so she's not been, you know, abandoned for a week. And she loves the car, so for her that was quite, you know, quite nice. But it's still a very, very long journey. Now, I need to find a Frixion pen. And of course, I haven't got one to hand, have I? Why is that? Okay. I've got another one here. They're not actually Frixions. These are just, you know, heat erasable pens. I actually get these in Home Bargains if you're in the UK. Right, so what I'm going to do is, I've got it on my mat so that I know it's fairly straight. I'm going to come across that centimetre in, like so. I'm going to spin it round because it doesn't quite meet the centimetre the other side. And I'm going to come down another centimetre. Oops, try not to move it, Claire, eh? Move it down another centimetre. And then I'm going to spin it on its side and do the same, so that we've got a nice centimetre border all the way round. That's my idea. So that's going to cross there to there. And again. So, you know what I've been up to for the last week. What have you been all been up to? It's that frantic Christmas time at the moment, isn't it? We're madly shopping and wrapping and planning and organising. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do lines across each centimetre. It's quite a lot of planning, but it works for me. Here we go. So we go like that, and then got like a bit of a ladder look. Down there, down there. Oops, and down there. Oh, I missed the middle one. Look, the middle one didn't work. Okay, so now I'm taking, if you've got an awl, you could use an awl, but I'm using a big fat needle, and I'm going to poke all the way through, not stabbing myself, at all these cross points along the top and the bottom. Not all of these, just the top and the bottom. And then, because obviously they're quite wide apart and I'm using thread, I'm just going to go back through and do one in the middle of each of those. That one doesn't need it. And these are going to be my weft and waft lines to do my embroidery. Okay. I've got some of this thick wool. It's lovely, multicoloured, but my problem is I don't obviously want this pink and blue. What I want is this goldy bit in the middle. So, also conveniently, it's the goldy bit that's fat. So I'm going to trim that there and there, so we've got a nice gold bit. And you see, this is just too pink really. This is a bit red. We could maybe get away with that one as well, but that is, oh, I don't know. Do you know what? I'm going to call myself a liar, and I'm going to trim that off as well. So they are all the ones that are going to go across, along with some threads. And then we're going to open up our advents, and in here I've got sheepies, but this is conveniently a silver grey, and we've used grey through here. And this one is like a pinky gold, so we've got silver and gold, which is great for Christmas and for my colour palette. So the box is out the way, we don't really need to see that. I'm going to start with the grey and find the end. There it is. Get myself a nice length of that. You know, I like long thread, so that's that one. And I'm going to start here. Whoops, where's it gone? Lost my end. There it goes. So, popping through here. And we're going to get ourselves a nice knot at the end. And I'm going to start right in this corner. So, where is that hole? It's there. So, start in that corner, come in obviously from the back, she says. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're knotted in, and then we're going down to the one at the bottom. In case you've not done this before, we're going to do, you know, the very basic guide, and then across at the back to the middle one, which is there. Keeping it taut but not bending the card. Up to that one. Again, across at the back. Whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen, was it? Sorry about that. You can see now we've got our lovely silver grey lines coming top to bottom, bottom to top. So yeah, a lot of driving. Over the last week, so we also met up with the children yesterday, the grandchildren, because it's the first Saturday of December. That's when they get their Christmas treat from us. So those of you that are in the UK, we went to Build-A-Bear. I'm sure you have similar things in other parts of the world. And they got their Christmas teddy bears. And then we basically came home and slept. And today's a nice lazy day before we have to go back to, you know, work and things tomorrow, because obviously hubby's been home all week. So I'm just going to finish this off at the back like so. With a knot. Okay. I don't know why I'm using them giant scissors. You can still see I'm still not 100% with it, can't you? Okay, so we've got all our lovely little silver lines, not necessarily straight. I'm not overly bothered about that. What I'm going to do now is pull off some of the gold. Where is it? Where's the end? Is that the end? Can't even pick it up. Yes, there we go. Get myself a length of this. Trim that off. I love these advents. We started this last year, and I just think it's awesome. All of the adults in the family have had an advent pack. We did it like a secret Santa. We put all the adult names in an envelope. Can't thread this. And everybody picked a name out. and there was a little piece of paper that had everybody's name on and what they wanted. So, for example, crafting, I put, so did both of my daughters actually. My hubby likes doing those little wooden models, so he put that, and then we all drew out a name, and we had a slip of paper with a name and, you know, the subject idea, and off we went and purchased whatever. And then yesterday we got together and everybody swapped. So we was already technically a day late because it was the first Saturday of the month, so we got to open like 2 on day 1, which was good. You can see even clearer now that my lines are not straight. If you were doing proper weaving, that would obviously be important. For what I'm doing here, it's not. So yes, great fun opening up a little parcel every day and being able to use it. So I so far have had these 2 threads. Now I semi-cheated because I pulled out my own name, and rather than putting it back, I kept it. So I bought, you know, exactly what I wanted, which was loads of these sheepy threads because I love them. But I did it quite a while ago, so I've totally forgotten what colours that I bought and definitely what days those colours were in. So it's still a bit of a surprise. So that's all good. All happy with that. And yeah, we even had snow yesterday, so it really felt like we were moving into Christmas, and I am a big kid. Christmas is my most favourite time of year, so it was all good. All good. Oh, now can you see I've actually twisted that one, so I need to take that one out. Look, it's gone in the wrong side. That does matter. Although I'm sure there's an artistic way of weaving where that doesn't matter, but it's funny, isn't it? It's like most things. It's taking all the time to prep the weaving board. It will take relatively no time to weave it. I noticed when I watched Rachel's video, which was late last night because obviously we'd been away, she did fabric weaving, which, yeah, I mean obviously that grows super quick because your pieces are much wider than they are with thread. But hey ho. Oh. So this is our very last top to bottom thread, and I'm going to now start weaving in that wool. So again, I'm just going to finish it off with a knot. Okay, like so. Now you need a really big-eyed needle for the next bit. So like a sewing needle for knitters or something like that. I mean, this one that I've got here has got, as you can see, an absolute giant hole in it. So I'm going to start with this pinky piece, I think, because we've got 2 of these. I don't know if they're called darning needles or whatever, but this is what I use when I have knit. I've done some knitting and I have to, you know, sew it together. Oh, for goodness sake. but apparently I can't thread it. There we go. Okay, so then you literally just go under, over, 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 under, and just pull it through. Don't pull it off your needle, just pull it through. And obviously we don't want to go all the way to the end, so about there. And I'm just going to pull it all the way down like that. Okay, and then you go back the other way, so we go over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, and put it back through. Now again, you don't really want to pull it tight because you'll just make all your threads gangly, as my mum would say. There we go. And then we go again. So look, we finished over, so now we go under. And just keep going. It's the same, you know, repetitive thing. It's very, very simple to do, she says. And of course you can arty-farty it a bit if you want, because instead of doing singles, you can do doubles, whatever feels right for you. Okay, and then you start to see the threads on top as well as the wool underneath. And of course I've got alternating thread colours. So on one row you're seeing grey threads, and then on the other row you're seeing the gold threads. So it's another, you know, way you can do it to make it interesting. Like that, and then over, under, over. Now of course, because I'm doing such a small piece, it doesn't use a lot of material. Oh, goodness me. If you were doing something bigger, obviously it would use quite a lot more. And just scoot it down to the bottom. And the one of the reasons I wanted to use this wool is because it's such varying thicknesses, which to me makes it interesting. It's different thicknesses, and of course it's a blended colour, so it's just really, really, really interesting in my opinion. Now this is obviously going to take a little while, and once you've seen it a few times, you've seen it. So I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to get it finished, or all but finished. See, I've gone too tight there. So you just need to stretch it back out. Yeah, I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to get it done, or almost done, and then I'll bring you back so that you can see it finished and going into the tray. So I will see you in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, while you were gone, I ran out of the pinky thread, so I changed to the gold, and we're just now on our last line. So I'm just going to feed this. Whoops, no I'm not. Yes I am. Just going to feed this line through. There we go. Picking up the golds rather than the silver greys. Okay, I'm going to pull that through. And then I thought, for novelty factor, what I'll do is finish off under there, over there, under there, over, and then go under this one, which it doesn't want me to do, and then I was just going to pull it through and randomly stop it so that you can see the lines there, and it's all, you know, what we call honest. So I'm just going to go through now, and I'm going to trim off those two. I'm going to trim that a bit shorter there, like that, and I'm going to trim off that one, give it a little bend, and now I'm going to put my iron on it and take off the ink lines that are on there, and that's why we use the heat erasable pen. Needs to warm up a bit, so we'll let that warm up a bit. We didn't use the third one in the end. Slurp of coffee. We're going to need some glue. I'll use some of the fabric glue and a paintbrush, which I can wash out when we're finished. So just take off this ink line colour that's on there. Any ink lines. There we go, they're all done. Turn the iron off because you know I'm bound to stick my hand on it in a minute. So there you go, we got this beautiful bit of weaving, and I fancy these two strands being very separate and at the top, and this one hanging down. So it's going to go in that way because at the moment it's upside down. So put some glue in, like so. Use our brush to spread all that around. Now obviously can't see that, so I'm going to turn it round again so that I can see it. Bring it right down on the screen, and then that is going to go in there. The hubby's slurping his tea, and pop that in there. Sound asleep, dog. Oh no, it looks like Daddy and Doggy are going somewhere. So there you go. There is our weaving in that top hole there, and I must admit, now that it's in there, it does look a little bit more pink than I'd like, as everything else is a strong red, but it's there. And that is prompt number 11, weaving. So as always, I'd like to say a huge thank you for coming and spending time with me. Hope you found some joy and inspiration there, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Ta-ta for now.